Yes, we
All
can
right,
go.
let's go to the future, to Malaysia. Welcome back, Samad. I know that joke's getting old, huh?
It's okay. We got enough time to do it once a month.
That's right, once a month.
Once a month's fine. Okay. So hi everyone. Great to be back in QuaranPalooza as always. It's always fun. Few things. I'll be playing some instrumental music. So uh, I think in the middle of the month I'm playing a jazz festival. So I'm gonna play you guys some sneak peek, some things I'm working on for that set as well. And also, I started writing poetry as well. So, John, I'm going to read some poetry in Malay and explain it a little bit. So, I've been writing poetry for the past, I think, one new poem every day for the past 28 days or 29 days or something like that. My dad's a poet. As you can see, there's a lot of books in the back. I grew up reading a lot of books. So, I'm just going to probably read one of my poems later. Okay, but to start off, let me play you guys. I've been working on this really old song called I'll Be Seeing You, and still a work in progress, but I love the song so much, so you guys are gonna hear kind of my solo arrangement of this. This is, I think it's from 1928 or 1930 something, really old song. Okay, get the angle right. Okay. Nope, nope. It's funny. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to move. Okay, now I got it. Okay, cool. you. Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye bye. I'll be seeing you.
See you. Yeah, I'll be seeing you. Nice. Yeah, so that's the song. I've been kind of obsessed with that song because I've heard a few different jazz guitar players playing it over the years. But recently I went to the Thailand International Jazz Conference. Seems like all the students were playing that song, and I was just like, man, I don't know that song, and everyone's playing it. So I felt a little bit FOMO, felt a bit left out. So I finally learned it. So that's yeah. I find that I've been playing a lot of songs from the 20s and 30s recently, and even classical guitar pieces. So it's uh, kind of interesting how a lot of these melodies from that, I guess now it's like 100 years ago or something like that. It's kind of nuts. Um, they're very sweet. Some of the melodies are kind of sweet, kind of innocent. It's interesting as a reflection of a different time, I guess. Um, yeah. So, anyways, um, next up, I'm gonna play a song of kind of reflecting on my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood called Bangsa in Kuala Lumpur, and many years ago, it used to be like a party scene. Like probably like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk from here. It's like everyone would go party, everyone would go drinking, everyone would go like I mean, I would say 20 years ago it was like kind of the cool place. Now it's not so cool. But it's more cafes and stuff now in the area. So this is a song I wrote back then called Echoes of Bangsa, which is the after hours of Bangsa when people have done partying. Thank you.
It's the unmuted version.
The unmuted version, yeah, I know. It's a silent clap. It's like a slow
Yes.
silent clap. Cool. This next one goes out to my girlfriend Yin, who's very patient. She's also a raw vegan chef, so she feeds me. She keeps me alive, basically. Like literally keeps me alive, feeding me good food and stuff. She was a organizer for the Malaysian chapter of the Raw Vegan Worldwide Meetup. It's like a worldwide meetup, I think 70 countries or something. So we had some good raw vegan cheese platter yesterday in the park, which was awesome. I like eating. Besides playing guitar, I like eating, and I like writing poetry nowadays. I find that poetry is probably cheaper than going to therapy, and probably equally as damaging as your childhood. Anyways, so this one is a song that Yin was there when I wrote this. It's called Serendipity in Serinda, and Serinda. The place that I wrote it was this place called Skeping Serinda, which is kind of a beautiful. I don't want to say Airbnb. It's like kind of like a residence area. You know, you could rent the space and hang out and stuff like that. But we were there at it for an event, and I wrote the song when I was there because it's just really quiet. I'm in Kuala Lumpur, and there's construction happening at the front here and at the back. It's ridiculously noisy. So it was really unimaginable that it was so quiet there. I'm so not used to like actual nature silence, you know. But I wrote this there, and it's me trying to be a folk singer. Because in all honesty, I would rather be a folk singer than fingerstyle guitarist, probably, if I could actually sing. Uh, so, Serendipity and Serinda. Thank you. Um, yeah, so like I said, I really wanted, I kind of like, I listen to more folk singers and singer songwriters than listening to instrumental guitar. To really be really honest, I was just listening to Ani DeFranco and Naeus Mitchell yesterday. Listening to some Elliott Smith. So I like singer songwriters the most actually in terms of like just music in general because I think it's just like so much. There's just so much honesty. I promised I was gonna read a poem, and Yin reminded me. So yeah, so I'm gonna read a poem. I'm on a little quest because my dad has been asking me. You know, my dad's like 92 years old. He's a really old man. He looks like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, basically. Um, he's been asking me, you know, are you gonna write a book? Are you gonna, you know, as you can see, we're hoarders and we have a lot of books. And he's a published author. He's like, you know, he's like famous and stuff in Malaysia. So he's been asking me, are you gonna write a book? Are you gonna write a book? Are you gonna get a big print book out? You know, um, and so I started writing poetry, and that's kind of my project for next year. I guess you know I'm trying to see whether anyone would uh, print it. I'm at poem number 29. I'm trying to get at least 50, so there'll be a higher chance of some of it being somewhat good. This is a lot of the poems are about music and musicians and the wonderfully luxurious lifestyle that we lead as professional musicians. So that's a joke. So this is a poem called Jazz. I'm gonna read it in Malay and then I'm gonna translate it so that it's not completely out of context and doesn't make sense. Okay. Jazz. Orang main chord lain, kita main chord lain dengan sengaja. Jazz. Basis in time, kita out of time dengan sengaja. Jazz. Gitaris makin seronok main banyak note. Drama ketuk time lain, basis main notes tinggi tak macam bass lagi. Jazz. Lagu waltz jadi 4/4, lagu 4/4 jadi waltz, lagu 3 chord jadi sejuta. Jazz. Lagu sejuta chord jadi 1 chord. Jazz. Lagu ini rupanya orang main lagu, belajar tinggi-tinggi, main banyak note, salah dengan sengaja. Jazz. So that's the poem. I'm gonna explain what it's all about. The title is of course Jazz. And orang main chord lain, it means that people are playing different chords. And kita main chord lain, which means we're playing different chords purposely dengan sengaja. Jazz. Bassist in time, kita out of time, means the bassist is playing, you know, very nice heavy groove in time, swinging, and we're out of time purposely. Jazz. The guitarist is getting excited, playing many notes. The drummer is playing a different time signature. The bassist is playing high notes, no longer sounding like a bass. Jazz. A waltz becomes 4/4. 4/4 becomes waltz. A 3-chord song becomes a million chords. Jazz. A song with a million chords becomes 1 chord. Jazz. Apparently, this is how people play songs when they go study at higher institutions of music. They learn to play many wrong notes purposely. Jazz. So yeah, anyway, so that's my little poem. Thank you. You know, I spent a lot of time in San Francisco, especially even with John. Right, with John, man, we played so many gigs. But I didn't write any beat inspired poetry when I was in San
I
Francisco,
know, we're
which
in
is
North
funny.
Beach too. We're in North Beach.
Yeah, I know, right,
Go to work.
right in the heart of North Beach, right where all, you know, all
the
that
beach
kind of
stuff.
grew up. Okay, I'm gonna read some of the comments here. Karen said beautiful composition. Thank you. Jessica said beautiful. Thank you. Yin checking on the poetry. Karen said that you start write. That's wonderful. You start writing poetry. Yeah. Thanks so much. I find that, like I said, it's cheaper than therapy. So, anyways, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play one more song. It's definitely cheaper than therapy. I've checked prices. Yeah. Literally, I mean, you just need a Google Doc and some stress and panic and anxiety, and then enough words to express it, and some kind of deadline, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna end playing one more piece. This is a song that I probably let me think. Yeah, I'll play some Malaysian music because obviously she'll let you guys hear different things. This is gonna be a medley of 2 Malaysian songs by a composer. Actually, okay, this is gonna be a Malaysian medley. I don't know which medley I'm gonna go to because I could go to any different key. But the first one will be Getaran Jiwa by P. Ramlee, which is a song about how in music you can't separate the rhythm and the melody. If not, the song loses its soul. So this is Gitaran Jiwa. Should really check. Sorry guys, I really should check the tuning. This is a new guitar, which you can't see the headstock because a company gave it to me, and I'm supposed to record videos for it, but I can't show you guys what it is yet. So, anyway, Gitaran Jiwa. Thank you. So that was the last piece. That was a medley of 3 songs. First one was Gitaran Jiwa by Piramli, the one I mentioned. Then it went to this one. Chendring by Jimmy Boyle, another Malaysian composer that was based in Penang. He wrote that in the 70s. And the last one was Malam Bulan di Pagar Bintang, also by Piramli. So again, thanks so much, everyone. Thanks so much, John, for having me. It's always a pleasure to be in QuaranPalooza. It's amazing how you have so much energy to organize such a long-running event that runs long every time it happens. So I really appreciate being part of this. If you guys like my music, you can find me on social media. It's just my name, Az Samad, AZSAMAD, on Instagram and Facebook, as Samad Music. So just find me there and find more music. I'm on Spotify as well, some of my stuff. Thanks so much, John. See you guys. Bye.